This video is brought to you by Nintendo of Canada. Get ready to play a near infinite number of side-scrolling 2D Mario courses, anytime, anywhere. We have to hand it to these creators, so many hours spent to make such incredible experiences. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 insane Super Mario Maker levels. To get you pumped for the launch of Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS, we're taking a look at 10 of the craziest Super Mario Maker levels ever created for the original Wii U game. We hope these mind-bending worlds will inspire you as you set out to create your own masterpieces in Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS. Number 10, Zoo Escape. Life finds a way. Welcome to Koopa Park. Sorry, I couldn't resist. This level starts off pretty simple, showing off various Mario enemies locked in pens which you can jump into if you're foolish enough. It's fairly peaceful until you come across Magikoopa's pen, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. As you start running, more and more enemies start quickly filling the screen as you try to get away from the chaos that has unfolded. Fortunately, if you survive, you get a nice relaxing trip off the island, giving you the sense that this short nightmare is over. Number 9. Winners don't do shrooms. One of the earliest Super Mario Maker levels that gained notoriety online. This one takes the most basic concept from Super Mario Bros. And flips it on its head. We all know that if Mario grabs a mushroom, he'll grow big and can take an extra hit. But here's the catch. There are gaps littered throughout the level that are too small for a grown Mario to squeeze through. That means you have to avoid the mushrooms, and that's easier said than done as they are everywhere in this level. As a result of this ingenious reverse thinking feature, we've also seen numerous copycat levels that have tried to use this creative format. Number 8, The Forbidden Switch. This level starts off rather simple, a long ghost house corridor that's completely empty, leaving the player with an eerie feeling of, what's going on here? Then, in a twist reminiscent of the opening sequence of Super Metroid, you find an important item, in this case a P-switch, and have to retrace your steps to take it back to the start. Only this time, the once empty corridor is now filled with enemies, kinda like you triggered something that you shouldn't have, almost as if this house has a life of its own. Number 7, Donut Drop Dungeon. Sticking with Shigeru Miyamoto's philosophy of introducing a new mechanic to the player in a safe environment before allowing them to explore. This stage is built around the theme of thwomps causing donut platforms to fall, thus giving Mario split seconds to make use of the new leverage. As you can expect, you have very little time to react, as your jumps need to be incredibly precise to make some of the rather precarious gaps. There's also a lot of variety in how the platforms are used, keeping the whole experience fresh from start to finish and making it feel like a level that was actually designed by Nintendo. Number 6, Table Tennis, Mario vs. Computer. There are plenty of recreations in Mario Maker of famous levels from other 2D platformers. We'll get to a few more in a second. But to see Pong recreated in Mario Maker is a sight to behold. The premise is fairly straightforward. A shell acts as the ball with 2 goalposts on either side, and Mario has to use a block and a springboard to move his paddle up. If Mario scores 4 points, the shell triggers a P block and he moves on to the harder board. But if the computer scores 4 goals, Mario has nowhere to go and his inevitable demise approaches. Whoa, who knew that Pong could be so dark? Number 5, Bowser's Flame Wheel Fortress. Once again, we see how a single theme can create such a memorable level, and in this case, that theme created a whole new enemy for Mario. Here we see multiple fire chains merged together to create flame wheels for Mario to avoid, with some even shooting fireballs at Mario thanks to the combination of placing a lava ball and Bowser Jr. on top of one another. The real star of the show comes after the halfway point when we see hundreds of fire chains slowly merge together into something terrifying. as the stage becomes an auto-scroller and you're at the mercy of this thing slowly moving towards you. It's quite an unforgettable experience.
Oh no!
Number 4, SMB11 Behind the Scenes. A rather peculiar way of looking at gaming's most infamous stage. The opening of this level starts off sort of like a tour of some sort of factory, as we see Goombas coming off an assembly line and going through some interesting mechanisms before they're sent off somewhere else. Upon reaching the end, however, everything starts to make sense because, as the title implies, this is World 1-1, and what we saw earlier were the enemies being placed in their starting positions. You'll also get to play through the stage once you're done with the tour, now with some brand new insight on what's been happening behind the scenes. Number 3, 30 years of NES. What better way to highlight the NES's golden years than with this level by the former editor-in-chief of Nintendo Power, Chris Slate. In this nostalgic love letter, multiple NES classics ranging from Metroid, Punch-Out, Mega Man, and Kid Icarus are given some really cool recreations, with Mario villains being stand-ins for those aforementioned games' greatest villains. The final area is also a nice tribute to Mario's allies in Super Mario Bros. 2, with the very last spot being a tribute to Mario himself. Number 2, Super Mario vs. Mecha Bowzilla. If the opening area has giant footsteps with Godzilla's theme playing in the background, you know you're in for a treat. Behold the monstrosity known as Mecha Bowzilla, a terrifying mishmash of cannons, flying chain chomps, and of course, stiletto heels. You can even go inside this mechanical behemoth, navigating the moving parts to demolish it piece by piece. Because of this format, Bowzilla has multiple forms, so don't get too comfortable when you're trying to take her down. Before we get to our pick for the most insane Mario Maker level, here are some honorable mentions. Number 1, Pit of Panga, U-Break. Twitch streamer Pangea Panga has created some of Mario Maker's most brutally difficult levels. He first gained notoriety with his near-impossible P-Break, only to later best himself in difficulty with U-Break, a level that took him 11 hours to build and 39 hours to beat.
Yatta, yatta, yatta. Oh my god, we did it.
More than 3 million players have taken up the ultimate challenge, and with a 0.003% clear rate, very few actually come out on top, requiring an insane amount of trial and error, shell juggling, spin jumping, and lots of luck. If you're gonna take on this stage, you better have a lot of free time on your hands. There are so many levels out there that it's impossible to get everyone's favorites on here. So let us know in the comments what some of the coolest levels you've come across are. And for more creative top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com. This video is brought to you by Nintendo of Canada. Get ready to play a near infinite number of side-scrolling 2D Mario courses anytime, anywhere.